right, so this is, I think, what, day 8? It's Tuesday, June 4th, I want to say. Yes, Tuesday, June 4th. You know, today's the grill is the main thing that fit in here. I had to take it apart. It's a nice grill, you know. You know, I'll probably use it before I get a new one. It still works. Half the grill's kind of rusted, but, you know, it's down there. But yeah, put in some other things, the old trash can, you know. The grill takes up the bulk of it, you know, a little step ladder, I think we have the other, I don't want to open it, but the other propane tank or whatever this is right here. Propane and propane accessories are in here. Now the interesting thing is last, 2017 August, I was standing out here by the street, and I saw a propane tank floating down the street during Hurricane Harvey. So I grabbed it, all right? So now I have 2 propane tanks, right? It's what, a $30 value? Pretty good. You know, so this way I always have one that's unopened, so you never run out of gas. It's amazing. But anyways, that's about it. I kind of want to just go through the house, kind of talk out loud. Some of the more practicalities. Really, nothing all that interesting today. So most of these things, or maybe I'll take these 2 chairs. The toolbox, definitely. This one's good by the door for shoes or whatever until I figure out something more permanent. The chair, I have to return that. I still have to print out the confirmation. I still haven't received it yet, so you just drop it off at UPS or something. All right. You don't even have to box it. So, let's see here. Yeah, there's nothing in the toilet area here. There's maybe this mattress. Oh, the what do you call that thing? The lamps, lights. There's another one out by the kitchen, and that's really it. So, you know, nice and echoey here. Wow, this is amazing when you take all this shit out, how echoey everything is. So that's really it. There's not much left here. Oh, the vacuum cleaner will definitely take that tomorrow. And I think the landlord said he's coming over at 2. It's about almost 1 p.m., but I'm not gonna be in here for that. I think he has to check out the water heater or something. I don't know. I don't care. But yeah, it's over, you know. It's really over, so let's see. I'll be back again. I'll be back a few more times because some of this, again, I have a small car, so things don't fit, but yeah, it's over, isn't it? And it's just like, yeah, well, we'll try at the new place, but it's still so well, it's not even bittersweet. It's just like kind of bitter. Like I wish I was further ahead here. I wish there was something to look forward to. I wish it was a little less uncertain, but I don't know. I guess I like the uncertainty, and that is now gone. We talked about it, and pull out this thumbtack, and it's gone. You know. I guess we can talk about it some more, and I'm sure I will, but I don't know. I'm also going to have to think about a walking path or something. I don't want to get lost because the streets there are a lot more winding than here, and generally I just, you know, I'm used to the walking around this house and going a couple miles this way, a couple miles back, so that's going to be something to get used to. Anyways, I think today was a pretty quick day. There wasn't much to put in the car. There was a lot of small but bulky items, so I guess that's it. Alright, so today is day 9, I want to say. I'm still at the new house. I've been sleeping here, what, 3rd night, 2nd night? I've been sleeping pretty well, you know. In fact, let's take a little quick tour here. See, I wake up to this, nice big windows. I think this is going to help my sleep, you know, is that it's not obnoxiously sunny, right? I mean, right now it's raining, and that's another issue, but, you know, it's very nice to have these nice big ceilings, nice big windows, and, you know, it just kind of gently wakes you up. I got up at 8, 9, so, and I don't know, I mean, we'll see, but I'm still, you know, I might have one more round left back in the old house. just to get some lamps, some bigger things that never quite fit. Of course, it's raining, and it's especially raining hard there, so it's like, ugh. I have some other things to do here. I have to sort all this out, and things are not fitting where they should be. Like all the office stuff for the computers, you know. I had that room. There was a nice closet in the back. You could dump a lot of the paperwork there. And now it's like, well, if the computer's there, it's like, well, where's any? There's no closet there, right? So it's like, ugh. I guess temporarily we could put it in that. But then it's like, I want to get rid of all this shit. You know, I don't want this thing. And, you know, I guess as an interim thing, it's better than keeping it on the floor, because this is unmanageable, right? So I guess in terms of, there's a shelf here. There's a couple shelves here. I mean, I guess, yeah, you could put some of the, yeah. I mean, it's not the most elegant solution, but it's what we have. It's just a lot of little setbacks like that. It's like, it's just a lot of little things that just piss me off. You know, and then just kind of spiral me into not the best mood, you know. And that happens, and it's like, is the house a little shifted? Is it, I mean, it's 30-something years old, so it's like, whatever, yeah, right? But it's like, it's a little, it goes down a little bit, I don't know. I mean, I don't see any cracks in the wall, right? So that's good. The other house, I didn't own it, I rented it, but you could see massive cracks there, and, you know, the floors were bumpy, but that was just, I don't know, the floors, I don't even care, you know. I shouldn't care. I do care. That's unfortunate. You know, and even little things like the lights here. I want the frosted bulbs, you know. These ones, you stare at them and you're blinded by. And it's just, there's so many little things. I just want to be set up here and go. You know, I'm on my that's not my emergency laptop. That's my kind of secondary laptop. I use that to travel, and I don't travel much, but it's easier just to stick it there than to. And it's just, I do want to get just settled in, you know. And it's just so many little, like here it's too much echo, and then we put that there, and I don't know. It's just very annoying, you know, because I could set up the computer here, but I don't want to be staring at a wall, right? Like, that's the whole point. I like the whole point of moving here was it's nice and wooded, nice and whatever. So, but we'll figure it out. Again, I just want to set it up a little bit better than what it's now. Yeah, I've been doing a little bit of things, but there's not enough space in the kitchen for all this stuff, so I have to reconfigure a little bit. You know, where do I put the spices? And it's just, you know, and then this thing is old, the vent, right? And a bunch of stuff falls out, right? I don't know. I mean, I sort of knew that coming in, but it's just annoying. But we'll get settled in and figure it out. The rest of it's pretty good. But anyways, I think that's it for now. So I'll do the little task I was going to here, and then go back to the old house, get some of the old stuff there, drop off the modem. Just kind of boring stuff like that, but hopefully we'll get settled in. So anyways, that's it for now, and yeah. Alright, so as it turns out, Wednesday, although it's not Wednesday, it is, Wednesday was day 8. Tuesday of last week was the first time I came here for installing the internet. So technically it's not day 9, it's day 8, so I don't know where. I'm looking at some of the backlog footage I've done so far, and yeah. But anyway, so day 8, kind of up and down kind of day, kind of got frustrated with stuff again. The usual, because, you know, it's like things are kind of a mess still, and then where do I put things? I mean, I've done I went back to the house, and, you know, back to the old house, and got some stuff. What do you call it? The lights and some other garage, I don't even remember. Oh, the chair. You know, so I went back down there again. That was kind of fun. Had some banh mi. Is that the Vietnamese sandwich? That was really good. That's it. And part of it is that things are not going to be kind of perfect. You know, like the spice rack doesn't fit anywhere. And then where do I put them? And then the cabinets, you know, like this cabinet has kind of grossness on it. You know, it's kind of brittle. You know, and then I'll put a liner there. It's like, oh my God. So there's lots of little things that go wrong, and it's just a bit overwhelming. But I'm just gonna, you know, tomorrow is gonna be Thursday, so at the actual day 9, that will be the last, probably the last moving day. I still have a couple things left, some garage stuff, but thankfully there's not much of a lawn here, you know. So I don't have, maybe the little spinny thing, the one that gets like the edge of the grass along a fence. That's how much grass I have here. It's wonderful. I went on a nice walk. There's lots of great trails around here, so that's all good. But basically, I just have to put this stuff. I just have to have a good enough spot for things. I finally want to set up the. It's been a nice break from the old computer, from the big computer. I've been kind of screwing around a lot on the laptop instead. It's been kind of fun to not have that, but I just want to set it up somewhere. You know, I want to set it up. Again, maybe somewhere here. And again, that's the whole point. It doesn't have to be perfect, right? Doesn't have, it's just good enough. And that's good enough for me. Although again, and then we'll figure out how the lights work as well. And you know. And you know, that's basically it. So it is a bit, yeah, it's a bit echoey, and I wonder how, you know, because part of it is there's already stuff here, but there's a lot of windows, so it doesn't matter. I like this room. It's not too hot in the day, even though there's no circulation of the air from, there's no like AC vent, but because there's a big, you know, open area there. So you know, there's a lot of little things. I've been throwing away a bunch of old crap, or at least putting it in the garage. Some of the old furniture that stayed with the house that's just crap. There was like some kind of futon looking thing, and I was like, oh, it's kind of gross. I'm gonna get the cover off of it, put it in the wash, and maybe I can sell it or whatever. As it turns out, it's just the spongy stuff that's inside the mattress. It's all ripped out. So I try to get the cover off, and I realize, oh, okay. Well, that makes it easy. Just put it out in the garage, and then we'll throw it away. I'll have to call the company that does that. So, you know, it's yeah, like this old table, you know, like you can see it's kind of broken. It's like, what is this even doing here? I don't even need this table. But it doesn't have to be perfect, because that's the thing is I'm like, all right, the spice rack was here, and it's good. No, it's fine. We'll figure something out, right? You know, and then I am thinking a little long term in terms of just renovating the kitchen. There's some old stuff. The vents are from '85, and you turn on the vent, yeah, the one that sucks the air out, and there's like leaves coming out. And that actually doesn't frustrate me as much as you'd think it would. But it's just like at some point, yeah, you know, the bathroom, it's carpeted. You know, I actually am looking forward to like the long-term stuff of, okay, we could make it a little nicer. It would be fun. We could throw a little bit of money at it. You know, based on how much I'm saving from buying that house and not renting the old one. It's like it's always a good metric with the money. It's like, okay, this is what I used to spend, this is what it is. Okay, fine, let's just do something. So long term, I'm looking forward to just redoing some stuff. And at least, you know, the kitchen, the bathroom. You know, I thought I like hardwood floors, and here you have what kind of faux hardwood or whatever is here. Oh, this is just an atrocious piece of carpet, absolutely atrocious. I am worried that if I take it up, you know, it'll be even more echoey in here, but we'll figure that out. I'll talk to people. If there's like white soundproofing, you know, you could stick it up there perhaps. You could stick it up along the side of the walls, maybe along the beams there. I don't know. But yeah, we'll figure it, because the frustrating thing is, like, I spend 20, 30, well, I'm sure a lot more on soundproofing, and then it's like, hooray, that doesn't work because it's too glassy here. I was also thinking of like curtains from the windows here. I think I may have mentioned that. You know, and it's like some thin thing, and you roll it, and you know, that way there's more privacy. Obviously, the sound issue would most likely be solved by that as well. But that's like, okay, then I have to do that, or I have to get some people for that. I'm not the most creative person with these things. You know, it's more like somebody who is creative, tell me, you know, what are my options here? Here's my problem, give me. So I might talk to some, I don't know. But it's good to look forward to that stuff. I do get overwhelmed with kind of petty details. Another thing is the front door. I had some solicitor guy come here with a pest control. I was like, why do I open the door? I have to because it's a fucking glass door. Okay, people can see it, so people can see me on the computer there. And even here, people could kind of see me. Right, so I'm going to have to get some blinds for the door. And I'm looking for it. That stuff I'm kind of looking forward to, you know. I'm still sort of weirded out by the floors being a little uneven, you know, but it's a house, who cares? I don't know. Yeah, so that's it. So it was kind of a roller coastery day, but it's a new place, you know. It's I'm just getting used to things, you know. I found a nice trail to walk, and you know, it's a new place, so the hour or so went by very easily. In fact, it probably was more, because I was thinking, oh, I'll walk this way, and it's pretty cool stuff. So I think there will be plenty. No, one horsefly I think was the total this time. So there's some, I don't know where the horseflies breed, but boy, where they breed, there's a lot of them. You know, I think that's mostly a. We'll get rid of this fucking ugly ass thing. I might keep. I'm tempted to keep the glass thing if there's no cracks on it, but this fucking thing is just gone. That ugly thing on top of that is gone. And that's the thing with that thing, probably that dresser or whatever that is. I'll probably put some office stuff in there because obviously there's no closet space here. And it's good enough. There's enough, who put this here? This is such a weird place to put this thing, but you know. I mean, I like that there's light here, but it's just such an awkward place to put things. But anyways, so whatever awful thing is on that's going to be gone. And yeah, and then, you know, like we have some shelves here. There's some shelves downstairs as well I can bring up. We can put the books on it, maybe over there. And again, it doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to be somewhat functional for the time being. You know, and whatever's the most functional we can make it now without buying anything new, without, you know, tearing out any walls. What's the right? And that's it. You know, and then we can screw around with buying new stuff or getting, well, I don't want to buy a lot of new stuff either, you know. But anyways, I'm just thinking out loud, you know. So I do get overwhelmed with these small things, and it's just, maybe that's part of the process, or I'm just too bored to even think about it. But I just want to give a slight update. Well, I guess if I'm giving an update, you will only see it after the backlog of things is up. So you're not getting an update. You will have seen that. Yeah. Today's Thursday, so technically this is day 9. I'll wake up. I'll go back. I have some yard stuff to tend to. And then Friday is literally the last day. I have to show up, give the landlord the keys, and Friday is it. And then I'll be here for now. And there won't be another place to go back to. And yeah, it's good. It's good to settle in here, you know. And yeah, it's good to settle in here, you know. Yeah, I have been overwhelmed with it, but, you know, I am, just like on the first couple days I was here before the mess of everything I have, it's like, no, this is a nice place. This is a nice place. I do like this place. You know, regardless of, you know, how we're gonna, no, it's an adventure. It is. Another adventure, the fan here and the lights don't work on that thing. There's some, I'm pretty sure I mentioned it, but I'll have to get somebody out for that at some point. Because I do, yeah, it's good to have lights working. Same thing with the kitchen stuff. So that's the thing is there's like a bunch of small shitty things like that. That it's like, okay, at some point we do have to figure out what's up with that. And it's just not working. But, I thought I would get a little more deeper today. But I think we're just going to focus on the more practicalities. There's not much. I kind of thought through a lot of the bad stuff that I went through today, and I just didn't record that, and I think we have enough of that anyways for now. But so I'm looking forward to the process of, because it's like, people have renovated their bathrooms and that, and these are not massive issues, right? So, So yeah, and so yeah, I'll be back there tomorrow. And the great thing is, because school's out, it's June. The traffic on the way back isn't that bad. So I was coming at 3. It was raining and stuff. I was annoying. But even with all the traffic, it just wasn't, or with all the rush hour traffic, it wasn't that bad. With school not being out or not being in. These stupid director chairs. Can you believe them? They're kind of dirty, and it's like, come on, just throw them away, And even if I can't throw them, I'm just tossing them in the garage. It's like very liberally just, this is crap. Like this table, what is this doing here? It's broken. Like what is that? It's broken. Okay. God damn it. So we'll be throwing a bunch of crap away. And that's good. That is good. Some of these relatively not so terrible pieces, like there's that dresser with the big giant mirror in the master bedroom, and it's just terrible. It's big and bulky. I can't even remove it. Obviously, and then it's like, can you even sell it? Can you even give money for people to take it away? And then are they going to knock up the walls? I just can't even. Just get that shit out of here, But again, this is now okay, it's not that bad. Well, I'm going to... Bugs. There's some bug up there. Is that a spider or is that... I put some Raid in the cabinets there. Is that a roach? That's a roach up there. Son of a bitch. Anyways, we'll figure this out. Is there anything in here? I don't smell the Raid anymore, but... So anyways, there's lots of little improvements we can do, but again, the focus, I think, is going to be alright with the... Because some of this furniture is not terrible. Like here's a random closet they didn't put any shelves in, but they put a shelving unit into it. There's no lights or anything. Can't even call it a proper closet of sorts. But the point is, okay, you can put something on this. You can throw some of this crap away that I don't, and that's fine. That's perfectly fine. I can find some liners, and I don't have to worry about the crappy floor here, crappy whatever. It's fine. It's all fine. I'm actually not that freaked out about the fact that when you turn this fucking thing on, it's kind of loud, and oh, look at that. It's sprinkling. Obviously, the vent must be connected to some outside thing, and I don't even know. Is it even worth cleaning this? I mean, because it doesn't even suck very much, right? This actually doesn't I like to cook a lot, and this is the one thing you think like, okay, this is really gonna be pissing. It really isn't. I don't know why, but every time you turn it on, there's some new presents coming out. So, but and I kind of knew this coming in. I did turn it on, but and then yeah, this it still works. It still works. So. And that's the thing is like, okay, you could just get a new this and that's, but then you get a new one and then you're remodeling the kitchen at some point, then it's not the right and then do they even sell stuff like, it's a microwave, right? From 1985. Look at that. Right? It doesn't matter. Yeah, there we go. So, it's older than Chernobyl. And, right, so it's like, okay, and then you get, maybe you can get some microwave or exhaust thing, or I don't know. Do they even sell exhaust / microwave? Do you even need to get these? Like, is it, I don't even know, you know? But I'm actually not that pissed off about this stuff for some reason. You know, it's like, I think it's because of the old house, the air vent thing, it was so obnoxiously loud, I didn't use it for half a year. I finally told my landlord, and he actually, we actually fixed it. It was some screw that had to be tightened. You had to take the motor out, and then you had to clean it out, and then you had to, right? So we spent a good 30 minutes as a joint effort. So I think part of it's like, okay, if it doesn't suck the air out, okay, well, whatever, who cares? You know, so whatever, you know. I'm having a decent time here, so, you know. And the pots and pans and, yeah. Because the old house had some hanging shit, you know. And that's the thing is, I don't want to have, because I don't have the imagination to be like, oh, it's going to be perfect over here and then put a new mantle. I just don't have that. I just know that those pots, they might have some space in there and then whatever. Okay. And I'll figure it all out, you know, good enough for now, but in terms of making it more comfortable, I just don't have that imagination. I need to talk to people about that, you know, and then if you're going to do this, you might as well do that, yeah. And that's fine. The long-term stuff, you know, in terms of just, again, remodeling stuff, that doesn't actually bother me. You know, that doesn't, you know. But anyways, yeah, so anyways, that's it. And, yeah, that's it. The grandma fucking rocking chair. Does anybody ever use a rocking chair? Is it just for pure decoration? Just to make sure that there's shit in the corner that collects dust? I think that's the only reason people have that, you know? That mantle still hasn't fallen down from all the alcohol on it, so that's good. I can't... whatever. It doesn't even matter. I'm not even interested. I can't even. So I guess the motto for tomorrow is last day with getting stuff from the house. Friday is the official last day. And I guess, you know, once there's no reason to be there because the rent's over, you know, I will, you know, just do it here anyways and sort all this out because I don't want to live in boxes and my computer needs to work. You know, and I don't want a random printer box in the middle of the living room. Yeah. And, yeah, this stuff here. So yeah, I think that's it for now. Yeah, that's it. So it is June 6th, officially day 9, and it's really the last day that I'm coming here to pick up stuff. Tomorrow I'm going to hand over the keys on Friday, but yeah, I think everything is basically packed in. We have, well, let's see what we got. Not much, you know, just a basket. Some of the gardening stuff is going to stick out the window. 2 chairs that were not too terrible. And that's really it. I kind of came back as well today. I had a last swim in the old pool. I'll have to cancel that membership soon too. And, oh, it's just starting to rain. How wonderful. But yeah, it's really it, you know. We'll come back tomorrow, and then that's it. I'm no longer coming back here. So, yeah, it kind of hit me, I guess, you know. It's sort of like... Oh, I forget to close myself now. It's sort of... Yeah, you know, I've been kind of getting used to the new place. unpacking, but you know, definitely this is it. You know? And yeah, everything's basically gone. A couple stuff I'm not gonna take, the couches, but apart from that, I didn't even use this recliner very often. You know, it's just, anyways, it's nice and comfortable. But yeah, it's. You know, I remember when I went out to Austin, we had some family friends there, I guess a while ago, and I was in college. I might have told this story before. I was in college and I kind of hated it. You know, and the guy was like, one of the people there was like, well, you know, why don't you transfer to Austin? There was a college there as well. And I was like, well, whatever. You know? And I was thinking like, okay, so I can be bored and alone there. You know, it's like great. I can sit alone in a room there, and there's something to be said for moving somewhere different. You know, this old pool. I mean, it just has a lot of old memories here. You know, that's when I first started my website. I remember it was an Angelfire, right? And the story was, I hope I'm not repeating myself too much, but the story was, our coach died a couple months before, I think, and finally we started to have some more fun, I guess. You know, we kind of went over I guess the official mourning period was over, and people liked the guy, so. But people wanted to like rename the swim team as a joke, and the swim team's name was Bayou Elite Swim Team, right? Or PEST, right? And people wanted to rename it after, you know, platypi, a platypus, you know, the animal. So it was Platypi Elite Swim Team, you know, or PEST. And we were kind of interested in actually changing it, you know, and it was just like, okay, we'll change it to PEST, you know. Show up to a swim meet with a tent that says PEST on it, right? And that'd be kind of fun. And that was around the time, that was actually July, so, yeah, somewhere in July of 2001. And I had an Angelfire site, and I said, ooh, the first thing I'm going to do is make a web page for, you know, getting to change the swim team's name to Bayou, from Bayou Elite Swim Team to Platypi Elite Swim Team. And the first thing I did online that I put up in 2001 was I uploaded a picture of a platypus. I think it was like a Pokemon platypus. Now, I was never into Pokemon or anything, but I was like, okay, I'll just upload that. That'll be like the logo. And then, in fact, I'm pretty sure it still is like literally still live, okay? It's still live. It's definitely on archive.org. I'll link to it on the timestamps if I can find it. But yeah, there's a lot of good memories, bad memories, whatever. Just with the pool, just with this area. I've lived within 2 miles of here since 1994. I mean, that's 25 years. Yeah, it was literally 25 years last May, yeah, or this May, right? Just, what, 2 weeks ago. And it's just, it never went where I wanted it to go. And until recently, I could never really talk about it, you know. To transition to that, you know, I did a video 2013 or 14 right after I put Grero up, and the title was something like The Man in the Checkered Fedora or something like that. I'll do a timestamps are important. You want to check it for the videos because there might be some information there. But the Checkered Fedora video, it was basically, I saw a guy at an airport I liked, and I'm like, how do I approach him, you know? And there's a guy recently in the comments who was like, oh, well, make eye contact and do that. It's like, it's a little more than that, you know? And I guess I was never very honest about it until, I guess, the last few videos in the last month or so, that it goes a little deeper than that. It's not just eye contact or, oh, gee, I don't know what I'm doing. What is it that I wanted to tell the man in the checkered fedora? Well, I wanted some connection. I wanted, you know, what I said with in the My 3000 Woes video, right? With the camping. You know, there's just the military school incident, the stroller incident. the stuff we saw on the whiteboard there. Remember just a few days ago? That's the stuff I could never talk about, all right? And I tried to talk about with some people, but I never quite could. You know, and again, it's good to move away because, yeah, I'm not much of a spiritual person, and we'll get to that. Yeah, check out the archive.org of mereatheism.com. Yeah, that's me, yours truly. We'll link to that too. But there is some just bad vibes around here, you know? Just, you know, I mean, it's the house. I mean, obviously there's the helplessness that, you know, the yard I can't do anything with. We've talked about that a million times. There's too much rain, right? Like, if it was mine, it'd be like, someone come out and cut that fucking shit off right there. Just snip it. Okay? This thing, let's go talk to people. How can we, you know, snip, snip, snip? Is it going to grow back? I don't know. Just do something with it. You know, it's just this helplessness of, but we've talked about that. It's not just, it's something even more hard to place. You know, it's just going down, you know, to the pool, you know, and seeing people, oh, yeah, kind of nice. It's kind of easy to project onto other people and say, oh, I could have a relationship with this person. But again, it's just like with the man in the checkered fedora. What do I say? Well, what do I say? I say stuff like that. The stroller incident, military school stuff, and, you know, nobody really wants to talk about these things, you know. And then here I am complaining, right? And a couple of videos ago I said, or maybe it was, no, it was the camping. It was the My 3000 Woes video. It's like, well, you know, I want somebody like me. I want somebody like me. I don't think I'm that bad of a guy. I don't think I'm asking for something out of my league. And yet I sort of am, because I am that fat bitch who wants something more. I don't, until, again, a month ago or so, you know, and it took a while to even upload that video, you know. I haven't been that honest about what I want. What I want, right? I had a file, and we'll look that up. We'll talk about that one day. But I had a file, whatIwant.txt, and it was maybe even 10 years by, maybe not 10 years ago, but maybe 8, 9 years ago by now. You know, I put up on some online ads for what am I looking for, but I wasn't honest in that. I mean, there were some more superficial things. You know, let's go throw a ball around, and not that there's anything wrong with that. And I certainly would want those, but that's not quite, you know, that's not quite everything. And even with the Grero thing, it's like, yeah, the masculine stuff is good. I still prefer it. You know, but again, where did the Grero thing originate from? Just why? Not, again, the scholarship on it, I didn't forge anything. Everything's fine. I do think the basic thesis holds up. Most people, I think culture dictates a lot of the sexual stuff, you know. Look that up, read about it. I'm assuming you already have if you're listening to this. If not, well, lots of reading to do. But where did the Grero thing originate from? Why is it that I was fixated on that? Well, because it was easier to talk about that stuff than to talk about, you know, the military school incident, all the other stuff, the abandonment stuff. The fact that you can't talk about this stuff with anybody, really. You know? But I was desperate enough for a bad relationship, even. You know? I was desperate enough, and that's how I ended up with Frank for a very short time. Right? It was a bad relationship. It was very toxic. It was fun to be around somebody. It was fun to... I've also noticed that at the new place, the background noises are not that terrible. I don't know if the camera can pick up on that. It's like, this isn't even near the airport. But anyways, yeah, so it was not a good relationship. It was nice to have somebody around. It was nice to have that, but, you know... And by that time, I kind of lost what I wanted. I lost the ability to say, well, here's what I want. I want to talk about the parent stuff. I want to talk about that whole slew of things. And then I think it was a year before the checkered fedora guy. What do I say? I kind of even lost, because what I learned from that is, okay, I got to get back into shape a little bit. I gained a bit of weight during college, and it's like, okay, fine, lose a bit of weight, nothing wrong with that, but that's not really what it's about, you know. And then when the relationship with Frank went sour very quickly, it was like, well, he's effeminate, that's the problem. It's like, sort of. You know, I prefer somebody more on, you know, somebody more who thinks in a more masculine way is more masculine. You know, there's just more in common. You know, that helps. But that's not why the relationship went bad, right? That's really not it. It's that, you know, it was just two people who didn't look at their childhoods, didn't look at the parenting stuff. And I didn't. Or I looked at it, but, you know, how was I supposed to do anything without nobody else around, right? But it was easier to say, oh, this relationship didn't work out because, you know, because, what do you call it? Yeah, it was easier just to make the excuse of, oh, he wasn't masculine. It's like, well, that's not false. Grero then is a sort of little truth that obscured the much bigger truth. It was easier to fixate on the fact that he was effeminate, you know, and the fact that that's true. I would prefer somebody more, yeah, more masculine, right? But that wasn't the thing. That wasn't the thing. You know, and I started realizing this in 2012, right? Is I read those books in 2006, right? I went back to my parents in 2007-ish. I mean, I never fully left. That was always the problem. There was nobody around. There was no community to join. You know, and then I bumbled along, you know, yearning for a relationship, yearning to be with somebody, but not even realizing what exactly was wrong with me. You know? I drank a lot. We'll talk about that too. You know? Yeah, and then the Molyneux stuff came along, and I got reminded, it wasn't just him, but I got reminded, oh wait, yeah, I read these books on how parents are shitty and manipulative, and, right, but then, you know, and that didn't go anywhere either. You know, I realized, yeah, parents suck, I can't be around them, but where are the good people? Where's the people to meet up with? Well, yeah. You know, that's a funny thing, is I published Grero in 2013. Yeah, I basically, in 2012 was interesting because that's when the Antcon arcade sort of, I realized that was just a dead end. I could still squeeze some money out of it, but Flash games were ending. I was going to spend more money in licensing, so I just stopped updating the site in fall of 2012. Fall of 2012 was I finally said, I'm not seeing my father anymore. My mother was already dead by that time. And I finished up Grero around that time too, and it took me my sweet... Yeah, it always takes me a sweet long time to fix these things. But I put it up in spring of 2013, so that's 6 years, right? But it was around the same time. And if you check, actually, one of the last things I did for Grero, you might see some parent stuff in the very... Yeah, you might... In fact, I think Molyneux is in one of the footnotes. You know, I was like, okay, right, I said this before, you know, hey, let's... You know, my original thought was, let's go write Grero, let's do the masculine stuff, fine, let's find some people for that, and maybe we can get to the more deeper stuff. The parent stuff. The, you know, the military school stuff. You know, but of course that never, you know, that never went anywhere, and you know, it never went anywhere, and that's sort of the depression. That sort of is the despair, which is I can move somewhere else, and that helps. Again, that does help. You know, it helps to start a little bit new, but it's not like it's that different. You know, that's the despair. Is it's not like I feel so energized that, all right, I'm moving to a totally new place. And it's not a totally new place, you know. But it's a start. You know, we're doing something new. We can, you know, I have my health. I have some money. You know, I'm not going to starve to death over the next 6 to 12 months, for sure. So... let's just try that, you know. And again, this is new. This is new. I finally have the balls to start talking about these things, because my whole thing was I'll be a little more passive. I'll feel things out. Okay, oh, there's some books on this topic. Oh, is anybody else doing something with it? Sort of, but that's not really going anywhere. And it's just the realization that being passive is just not going to do anything. You know, the Grero thing wasn't going to work in that very indirect way. And I wouldn't say that's passive, because there's not very many people who have to go out of their motherfucking way to write a manifesto to try to find people who are like-minded. So I wouldn't consider that passive. It's the little truth. The little truth of Grero that obscures the big truth that, hey, why don't we talk about, again, the family stuff, the relationship stuff, you know, just those deep, deep issues, you know. Talk about why we can't talk about these things with other people. Because I reached out. You know, the football that is now securely in the other house. You know, that was the metaphor? We basically, well, I threw that football around. Well, it's a convoluted story, as a lot of them are, but it's basically the symbol of the guy I liked in high school. I tried to talk with him about this stuff. You know? Because I have the AOL Instant Messenger messages. I saved all those. I had a program that automatically saved those, and every once in a while I read back at them, and I always find something new. And the last round I looked at it, I found that he did complain about his parents for a while, and I'm not sure, but I probably tried to talk with him about school at that, and it's like, no, he didn't, no. And there was just no connection. God, I'm so glad I don't have to put up with this shit anymore. That fucking thing, okay? This fucking thing over here. This is not dead, but it's like half. God. It's just the frustration that it's because, you know, finding landscapers or finding the right people, but at least with a new house, it's like, okay, this is fucking annoying me. I'll call somebody. I'll get some estimates. I'll ask for some referrals. Whatever. But this bullshit, I can't even do anything with it. So it's positive to be moving away. It is positive. And I guess at this point, I don't have much of a choice anyways, right? There's nothing here left except, I guess, the couch and whatever else, but... So... It's I guess the disappointment of, ooh, I don't want to, because again with the Grero thing, I'd rather talk about this thing. I think this is a bigger audience. Now, I was completely wrong about that too. There was no massive interest in the whole masculine stuff. The masculine likes masculine. Nobody was interested in this formulation. Or not very many people. You couldn't make a community out of it. You couldn't make, right. There weren't other people doing it, which is suspicious. It's like, really? You know, nobody else is doing anything like this? Really? All right. Well, that's fine. So again, I thought I could build on that and say, all right, that's good enough. That's a good start. And then we could go deeper. But I didn't want to talk about this stuff because, I don't know, was I afraid? I guess. Just afraid of the constant rejection, the constant indifference, the constant hostility. I think when you talk about some of this stuff, or just I'm actually listening to Brave New World on audiobook, you know, and everyone's read the book, but it's like, it's not just about, oh, well, everyone's on their cell phones or something. It's a little deeper than that. And there's one thing that I remember from Brave New World, you know, there's one piece, and I haven't reached it yet. They're actually just on the Indian reservation in New Mexico. You have the Bernard Marx character, Lenina. Very commie names, But what I remember, and that's why I'm actually listening to the book, is one thing, we had to read it in high school as a paperback, right? And what I do remember from the book is the scene where I think the savage, who is anything but, I don't know if it's the deltas or epsilon or gammas or something, but he takes away their happy pills. He takes away, I think, their soma. And he's like, "You're free now, hooray, go," and go be free. And then they start beating him up or something, you know. They really want their drugs, you know. And that's sort of this stuff, which is, there's so many people indifferent to this. You know, you talk about it and then everyone's like glazed over. Because again, I've tried talking with people about this, you know. And that's the thing, for a long time I thought, ooh, I should have taken more chances, I should have taken more risk and talked with more people about this. But I did. You know, I had good evidence that I did, because again, the AOL Instant Messenger chat logs, I tried talking to some people about it. Yeah. And again, it doesn't fill me completely with despair. Because it's, again, to go back to the numerator-denominator issue, you know, it's like, okay, there's billions of people. Okay, whatever. They're the Chinamen. Who cares? They're going to do their thing over there. Fine, whatever. It's just the numerator is well, it's 1 or 0 or not very many. And I don't need everybody on my side. I need some people, but it's just people don't get that, you know. And it's easy to look at all those books and all the things and say, well, people have done a good enough job on that, so what can I offer? But I guess we'll try. Anyways, I think I got most of the stuff out, you know. Yeah, the man in the checkered Fedora. I'm going to have to review that. I've always wanted to look at the old videos, and especially that one. It's just, what, 5 minutes, 10 minutes or something? But anyways, yeah, I think that's it. I think we'll just go back home. Yeah, go back to new home. And we'll be back here tomorrow for a final key handoff, and then we're gone. So yeah, I guess that's it. I really don't have much else to say. Yep. I will not be missing the traffic, though. I don't know if we can... Let's try to zoom in here, but good Lord. Ugh. I can't even, you know. It's, why is this a problem, you know? I know it's 6:25, but still, I mean, come on. It shouldn't be this bad. And there's no school. I thought without school and everything, rush hour wouldn't be this bad, but... well, you know. It says, what, 30 minutes I-45. Good Lord. You've... Yeah, who would have guessed there's rush hour in the afternoon? You know, only lived here for 25 years. At least it's not raining, right? So, I do love that dirt smell, though, you know, when the rain hits the pavement. So, at least that's good news.